I just want to wish all of my Australian and New Zealand viewers and subscribers a very happy and sad Anzac Day. This is the day that they celebrate the losses of Gallipoli in the First World War, 1915. Thousands lost their lives during the Gallipoli campaign, 87,000 Ottoman Turks, 44,000 men from France and British Empire, including 8,500 Australians. To this day, Australia also marks the event of 25th of April. Amongst the dead were 2,779 New Zealanders, about 1 in 6 of those who served on Gallipoli. Hello, good day to you. It's the 25th of April today. Apologies, but I did not go to London. I was planning to go, and then on Friday I had eye surgery, laser eye surgery, and I felt rough Friday night, and I felt rough Saturday morning. And I decided that spending 50 quid odd, which is something I haven't got at the moment, to get there, I was going to go on a train. And also the unreliability of not knowing where it's going to actually be in London, and the fact that I'm on a scooter with limited battery power, and the unreliability of a scooter battery, which I do have 20 to 26 miles worth of power. However, I've never done that far, and I would never trust it to do more than 10. That's just my estimation. So going from Waterloo to wherever it is and back again seems like a risky situation to be in, especially if I'm going up there on my own with nobody to help me. So I decided in the end that combination of not feeling well, a lack of money, and this uncertainty, whereas if it had been definitely in a specific space like Trafalgar Square or something like that, where I knew where it was and I could actually work out how far it is, I would have gone. I went last year, I went in September, and I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the cold. And of course yesterday was lovely. It was 17 plus degrees. I ended up sitting outside in my garden yesterday and obviously working a little bit on my computer doing my online courses, but of course I would have rather been there with everybody else, because by the look of it, from the estimates, the proper estimates, they were saying that there's probably 500 to 750,000. This was an estimate given by a helicopter crew who were flying over. There wasn't that many, but they were obviously flying overhead. The reason why I'm making this today is the fact that the Twitter post which came out with nothing about the London protest yesterday. Absolutely nothing. There's not even a little bit. Basically, they have done what they normally do, which is ignore the protest. And there's a sidebar, the fiasco with Dominic Cummings. So they've also got that on their front page, but this is the headlines for the BBC. Sky News did mention it. They were very biased towards the idea of anti-lockdown, anti-protesters, anti-this, anti-that, and being very, very negative on the protesters there. So they did mention it, and of course there was a figure quoted of 10,000 people. I think that came from the BBC, but I'm not sure for 100%. Now, the Guardian are interesting because they have featured, and I saw this, somebody posted this video to me, which is of the actual footage of the police coming in. And they look like they're not TSG, just normal coppers. But there's a whole bunch of them, a whole load of, probably 20 or 30 of them, pushing through the crowd, which before that were quite peaceful. They were minding their own business. They were in Hyde Park, having a lovely day. And along come the police. Apparently they were there to break up the gangs of people that were hanging around. Well, by all accounts, they failed because they got pushed back. As you can see from this video, they were actually physically pushed back as well. What was really puzzling me was the big blokes in the front there who weren't coppers, but they were with the crowd, and they were actually trying to control the crowd on the behalf of the coppers. And I found that a bit weird and a bit strange, because some of them were actually in conversation with the coppers behind them. And I'm just wondering, I'm very suspicious of everything, and I'm just wondering who these people were, because they obviously clearly have a relationship with the coppers, and they were there to try and stop them from people from attacking the coppers, although they did attack with a few flying bottles and things like this, which the Guardian have picked up on. Yes, so they target the negative news, the 8 officers injured in the anti-lockdown protest in London. Obviously they have mentioned it, so that's a good thing. This was obviously, they were focused on 2 people, Lawrence Fox and Piers Corbyn, who are the targets of their abuse. 8 police officers have been injured as they dispersed crowds. No, they weren't dispersing crowds. They were trying to get rid of them when they were legally just hanging around doing nothing. They didn't have to come in there. They did not have to come in. They could have just let it happen naturally and they would have gone home. But no, they forced it, and in my opinion, it's their own bloody fault. They got what they deserved, and I would have been there. I would have laughed my head off because it's so funny. Anyway, 5 people were arrested, including assault on police officers. Yeah, well, some of them did go a little bit too far. They were hurling missiles during a protest in Hyde Park, which was attended by an estimated 10,000. Yeah, right. 10,000. What a load of rubbish. There was actually more than that there. If you look at the video, you'll see there's plenty of video, plenty of people have taken video. 2 officers were taken to hospital. Their injuries were not to believe to be serious. I know, because they had cuts on their head where they'd been hit by bottles. Then they try and justify it. These officers are just doing a job. To be targeted in the way they are says a lot about the society we've become. No, it says a lot about the police, heavy-handed police, and the necessity to try and enforce a law which is crap and unjust and should not be in place even now. There's no pandemic. They announced that this week. There is no pandemic, but there should not be any rules or regulations now. But there is, and they're trying to enforce it, which they cannot get through, because every time we go to court, they are chucked out. Demonstrators defied social distancing rules. Yes, right, okay, whatever. Oh, this was quite amusing in one respect. Some shoppers in Oxford Street were heckled by the crowd and told, "Take your mask off. Take your mask off." Yeah, just like they say, "Put your mask on, you bastard." Yes. So yeah, a little bit of get your own back. However, I don't agree with it. I do not agree with that, because why would you want to become them? They're the ones who are take the moral high ground here. Just ignore the idiots. They're all brain dead anyway, so don't worry about them. They're only damaging their brain cells. We know that. It damages your higher brain function, so just let them get on with it. And then they try and conclude this story with a positive spin and bullshit about, "Oh, we've done 50% of the population, 33 million. Oh yeah, wonderful." Clearly, completely the opposite of the real reality of the story. Now you'll notice at the end of the video that the real coppers, they get pushed back out of the park, and then there's a line formed. The collaborators, I would say, are actually preventing from both sides from entering and leaving. And if you look closely at the video, you'll see that they're chatting to the coppers behind them, which I found very, very suspicious. I don't know why they were doing that. They obviously have some relationship. But then at the very end, you can see the TSG marching in column, and it just reminded me of like a Napoleonic battle when Napoleon sends in his last troops, his shock troops, into the last fray of the event there. So they come in and they swap places with the normal coppers, and of course the THG are the hard bastards who will hit you rather than look at you. But again, even then, there's one large guy who seems to appear every protest. He was actually chatting to the collaborator. I did see that. So yeah, I just thought it was a bit suspicious, and I don't know what happened after that because the video stopped. So good luck and well done to everybody that took part in that. Do we think that it's made a difference to anything?
No.
Probably not. It's just really proven the point that there are a hell of a lot of people who are objecting to this and willing to come out now, which is a lot different to what we had last year when the Trafalgar Square one was pretty much, I would say, 1,000 to 2,000, maybe 3,000 people. Now we've got, well, allegedly 500,000, which is brilliant. It's a good number, and it obviously made the point. Whatever point that is, it made. And Boris would have been sat at home with his missus, glass of champagne, and saying, "Oh, what day is it today? Oh, it's Saturday. Oh, I wonder what's on TV. Oh yeah, bullshit." That's it. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll try to get back into the swing of things. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you in the week. Have a good week.